mean, to sum it up, the core is, don't treat him like a husband, treat him like a son. Yeah, because remember, you are a replacement. Once she dies, you will become, a replacement. Yeah, I mean, you might be having sex, you might be having children, you might be legally as husband and wife, but secretly he wants a mother. Yeah, so he doesn't want you to treat him like a husband, he wants you to treat him like a son. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the different ways, sons of, narcissistic, mothers, treat their wife. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. Now these are like prized possession, for these narcissistic women, narcissistic mothers. They breed for return, whether it's a narcissistic man, narcissistic father, narcissistic wife, narcissistic mother, it's all about return. So, these folks are going to do the bare minimum and they'll start guilt tripping you. They'll start making you feel obligated. They'll start making you feel responsible for them. And, this, starts in the childhood, and by the time you become an adult, you really have a lot of distortions inside of you. You feel that you are responsible for them, you feel that you're obligated towards them, you feel you are indebted to whatever bare minimum they have done for you. And as a result of which, you are tied to all those invisible chains and you are stuck with them. Now, when you get married to, someone who's been raised by a narcissistic uh, woman, that guy will never be able to, treat you like a wife, like a queen, or like a husband, treats his wife. He may never be able to treat you like a wife, I mean, in healthy ways, because his first priority will always be his narcissistic mother. Now, there's a very weird thing that happens when his narcissistic mother dies, then he puts you, in that role. Yeah. So, in the end, he doesn't need a wife in true terms, in true sense. He doesn't need a wife. He needs a replacement for his mother, someone who can do things for him, someone, who can start the family, someone who can, just cater to his needs, wants, and desire. Someone who can treat him the way how he was treated by his, narcissistic mother. So you are just a replacement for his narcissistic mother. Till the time she's there, you will not, be seen and heard because she is the showstopper. But once she dies, then you will be, appointed. I mean, you will be, put on, that pedestal that now you are the, all in all in the family. And, this guy is just wanting a replacement. He never wants a wife. Yeah, because he's already emotionally married to his narcissistic mother. So that relationship is full. I mean, that relationship is already done, sealed, and over. Yeah, I mean, socially, he might get married, but he may never be able to play the role of a healthy husband. He might, have sex with you. He might pay for your things. He might, start family. He might have kids with you, but he will never be there emotionally for you because he's emotionally wedded to that narcissistic woman. Yeah, so things are, different. I mean, when we look at narcissistic families, especially, when you get into relationship with, you know the sons of narcissistic woman. So what are the ways, this guy, treats his wife when he's raised by narcissistic woman? I mean, the guys who are unhealed, who are still, trauma bonded, and who are still in contact and relationship with their narcissistic mother, how do they treat their wives? Yeah, so this video is about, the different ways these men treat their wife. The first way is that these men are going to prioritize, their mother's need over their wives. So it's not about your need, it's about the mother's need. So if she needs something, he's going to run and do it. But when it comes to your need, you have to slog your ass, you have to do it yourself. And maybe, I mean, if he's in a good mood, then he'll do it for you, but otherwise he's not going to look into your needs. Yeah, he's going to give you food, shelter, clothes, and I mean just the usual thing. But apart from that, he's not going to help you. He's not going to do things for you. If you want to do things, go out there and do it yourself. That's how things are. But yes, when it comes to the needs, wants, and requirement of his narcissistic mother, he's going to run. He's going to blow up his savings. He's going to do whatnot, take loans and mortgage the house. He's going to go to any extent to fulfill her needs, wants, and requirement. But when it comes to yours, he will have shortage of funds. He will be in crisis. Yeah, so that's how things are. And this makes you feel secondary. I mean, like, you personally don't feel that special. I mean, in the end, somewhere or the other, you know uh, you feel that are not that important. Yeah, because he's ready to move mountains for her, but he's not ready to move mountains for me. Yeah, and that begins to in a way kill that relationship. Yeah, because we want our partners to prioritize us just the way how we are prioritizing them. We want them to prioritize us as well. Okay, I mean, whatever you have to do for your family, where you come from, you can do, but I should be your topmost priority. But these, son, fail to, be good husbands. Yeah, because they are emotionally wedded to their mothers, and the mother is always the top priority. They'll move mountain, they'll sell their own organ, and they'll get the money to, fulfill her wants, needs, and desire. But when it comes to yours, they are going to be broke. They will have less money. They will be in debt. They will be stressed. I mean, there'll be a crisis. Yeah, there'll be a situation of hand to mouth. If you ask something extra, no, all of it is for the mother and not for you. The other way these sons treat their wife is by gaslighting their wife to defend their mother's toxic behavior. So the mother might display a lot of toxic behavior and trait, and these sons are going to whitewash, and they are going to gaslight you. They are going to tell you, well, she's not that exposed, that's why she's like this. Well, she comes from a difficult family, that's why she's like this. Well, she's old, she's not exposed, she doesn't know anything. So the son will always be there to whitewash and defend on behalf of that bitch. Yeah, but they are never going to stand up with you. So if you are seeing something sick that is happening and that's being thrown at you, you have to fight for your own self. Yeah, you have to fight for your own rights. You have to fight for your own mental peace. These guys are never going to fight. Instead, they are going to enable that bitch, and they are going to gaslight you. The other way these sons treat their wife is by expecting their wife to cater to them just like their mother did. Yeah, so they don't want to hear no from the wife. They don't want the wife to have any different idea or difference of opinion. Just the way how he was treated, I mean, we know that treatment was based on manipulation, gaslighting, and a lot of distortion. So he wants the wife to treat him the way how he was treated by his mother. Yeah, cook his favorite food, treat him the way how that bitch treats him. Don't treat him like a man. I mean, to sum it up, I mean, the core is, don't treat him like a husband. Treat him like a son. Yeah, because remember, you are a replacement. Once she dies, you will become, a replacement. Yeah, I mean, you might be having sex, you might be having children, you might be legally as husband and wife, but secretly he wants a mother. Yeah, so he doesn't want you to treat him like a husband. He wants you to treat him like a son. Yeah, I mean, it's quite twisted, it's sad, but that's how things are in narcissistic families. These a son, they don't crave life partner, they don't crave wife. Yeah, with whom they can enjoy life, start life of their own. No, they need a mother. Yeah, an absent mother. I mean, these narcissistic women, I mean, these bitches were emotionally absent mothers, and as a result of which the guy wants a replacement. The guy wants someone who's emotionally present, someone who validates me, someone who loves me unconditionally. Yeah, but I'm not going to love her that way, because my loyalty lies with that toxic bitch, that narcissistic woman, I mean, the narcissistic mother. The other way, I mean, sons of narcissistic mothers, treat their wife is, these folks, I mean, these guys, they lack emotional depth, and they struggle with genuine intimacy. They might get into bed with you, they might do things for you, but it's not intimate, it's very superficial. Yeah, the relationship is very transactional and nothing deep. Yeah, I mean, they are unable to display you know um, that emotional connection. You will never feel deep with them, it will always be shallow. I mean, that bitch is there, and their drama, and that's it. You will never feel that you are growing deep in this relationship. You will never feel that you are developing deeper bond with your husband. Yeah, I mean, those things are not going to be there because he's already emotionally married to her. So expecting him to do the double timing, he cannot manage. No one can manage doing all these things. I mean, double timing, serving this woman and other woman. That's not how things are. So he's emotionally invested over there. He will be emotionally intimate to her, but he will never be emotionally intimate towards you or towards the child. So that thing is there. I mean, these guys are emotionally wedded, and they are unable to treat you like a wife. I mean, as couple, as husband and wife, or whatever the relationship is, whether it's a same-sex relationship or whether it's whatsoever, you know um, you grow into each other. It's an ongoing process. Conflict resolution, you grow deep, you see each other's vulnerability, and then you strengthen them, you help them, you motivate them, you help them grow. And there's a lot of good things. You become a stronger individual when you are in the right relationship. But when you are with these emotionally challenged and handicapped individuals, these men, you know um, you will never rise stronger. Instead, you will be depleted, drained, and you will feel as if all of the emotional labor is on your shoulder. You have to do all the emotional labor, you have to do all kinds of labor. Yeah, and they are just there doing tiny bits. Yeah, so relationship is like very superficial, transactional, instrumental, and pretty one way. Yeah, it's not two way, deep, and something which connects both of you, something which binds both of you. No, I mean, there's just a paper and a contract that binds both of you. Marriage contract, yeah, I mean, all that legal things or social things, that's it. There's nothing deep. The other toxic way these guys treat their wife, I mean, the guys who are raised by narcissistic mothers, is they use silent treatment or emotional withdrawal as punishment. So they are going to throw silent treatment at you. And why do they do that? Because they have seen it in the childhood. Yeah, that bitch has modeled all of those toxic things, and as a result of all that, this guy feels and believes that this is the right way. So if you're not agreeing to her, or if you're not agreeing to him, he's going to throw silent treatment. He is going to emotionally withdraw. He's not going to engage with you. He's going to stonewall. He's going to do all of the dirty things that that bitch used to do with him. He is going to replicate and do it with you. Because that is the kind of love language he has developed. Yeah, because he didn't have any healthy role models. Yeah, the role model was that narcissistic woman. Yeah, so if he's seen her growing up, and if he was influenced by her, and if he was manipulated and gaslit and controlled by her, I mean, do you think he's going to display any healthy trait? No. And as a result of which, he will do all of the things that she used to do with him. He is going to replicate and do it with you. So if you disagree, if you say no, if you avoid her, or if you avoid him, he is going to throw silent treatment. He's not going to sit with you, talk things out, and sort out things. No, he's just going to treat you the way how he was treated by her. And the last toxic way these sons treat their wife is by guilt tripping their wife into tolerating their mother's interference. So the guy is going to tell you, if you seriously love me, you are going to ignore whatever she does. I mean, if you really want to be in the relationship, You will have to obey her, you will have to tolerate her. She's my mother and she's like your mother. Yeah, so she's included. It's a plus one package. Yeah, that bitch is going to be everywhere. Yeah, so these guys are going to guilt trip you. They are going to tell you, well, I'm doing so much for you, I'm paying for food, I'm paying for housing, I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that, I'm taking care of you, and you can't even take care of an old woman, you can't even take care of an old man. So they are going to guilt trip you, and they are going to make you feel obligated, yeah, to serve them and please them and do things for them. But you know what you need to do: draw boundaries, use boundaries. And if in the end the man or your partner, your man or your wife, whatever relationship you are in, if they are trauma bonded to their narcissistic parents, it's not your duty to heal them. Yeah, it's not your duty to make them realize what they are dealing with. No, it's not your duty. Your duty is to safeguard your own self. Your duty is to kick those fuckers and start a life of your own. Rather than convincing them, rather than explaining them, rather than educating them, move on in life. Let them be happy with each other. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do for these folks. Yeah, because they are not going to wake up. They are damaged individuals. Yeah, these folks are damaged products, and they don't want to heal either. Yeah, they like the familiar hell over unfamiliar heaven that is out there. So rather than wasting your time and energy, you know uh, accumulate the resources that is needed and just move on in life. Because you know um, if this bitch dies, I mean the narcissistic mother dies, you will be made the next mother. Yeah, you will be assigned that role. Yeah, you will never be a wife, you will never be treated like a partner, because he secretly wants a replacement for his absent mother. He doesn't want a wife, he is unable to play the role of a husband. Yeah, because he's been emasculated, he's been guilt tripped, he has a lot of guilt and shame, he feels obligated. And he is not allowed, I mean he wasn't allowed since childhood to become an independent individual. Yeah, he was given the do's and don'ts, and that's how um, he has developed a unique personality that is subservient, that is loyal to the narcissistic mother, that has people pleasing tendencies, that is not into embracing his authenticity, but is ready to shape shift and become a version that pleases the others, precisely the narcissistic mother. So things are very difficult and complicated, and it's really draining. And I mean the best way is to leave such relationship. Because if the parents are so enmeshed, and if they have a lot of influence, trust me, your life is fucked. Yeah, it's better to be alone and be happy and die in peace, rather than being in a family with these assholes. Yeah, they will drain you, deplete you, and you will die before time. Trust me, they will trigger the genes that will create different kinds of diseases in you: autoimmune conditions, fibromyalgia, POTS, diabetes, constipation, nervous system issues, psychological issues, depression, anxiety. Your gut is going to get fucked up. Trust me, if you are surrounded by these people, they trigger things inside of you, and your body responds to that trigger. Yeah, and you get to see a lot of new diseases happening, and you are being struck with lots of health issues and diseases. And trust me, I have first hand experience, and I can testify. And yes, I mean I have worked with a lot of people, and I have seen this. They are never fit, they are never healthy when they are surrounded by their narcissistic parents, or when they are surrounded by their narcissistic in-laws. So these vampires, these parasites are horrible. So it's best to be alone, it's best to eat less, or not live a luxurious life just in one room. I would always prefer that, rather than uh, being surrounded by toxic individuals or having toxic individuals, interfering and influencing my personal life. I will never tolerate that. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be, one on one, and not one and the entire pack. No, that's not how things are. Yeah. I mean, people will say this is how it is, time immemorial. This is how it is in a culture, tradition, religion. All that is bullshit. Trust me. I mean, if you are fucked up on the inside, you're just as good as dead. Yeah. So rather than screwing yourself, rather than exposing yourself to all these psycho individuals, it's better to be alone. I mean, earn a living, maybe not have a lavish life, but at least you'll be peaceful. You will be healthy, you will die happy. Yeah, you will not die a miserable death. I wish I could have left this, I wish I could have done this, I wish, I should have left this relationship. You won't have all those resentments and, regrets. You will just be all by yourself, and that's it. Others' shit is not your responsibility and, your department to manage. Let others manage their shit. Yeah. You manage your shit. And if two people are coming together, we are going to do it for each other. That's it. End of story. Yeah. I mean, your culture, your background, your family, that's yours to manage, and not the other partners responsibility to manage and cater to. So yes, these were some of the toxic ways a guy who's raised by a narcissistic mother treats his wife. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.